Hi guys, welcome to group advising for spring and summer semesters 2017. I'm going to go through a couple things that you need to be aware of before you start enrolling for classes and really throughout the spring and the summer semesters. So one big thing is that usually we register for summer courses in the spring, so they're not open until the spring normally, but now they're changing that so that you can register for your summer courses when you register for your spring courses. So summer course enrollment will be open as soon as your spring course enrollment is open, and it'll stay open until the summer. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. So first of all, your degree audit. Everybody should be familiar with their degree audit. If you're not, we'll have the laptops out. You need to make sure you know how to find it. Your friends can help you, our faculty can help you. It's designed to help you kind of track what courses you have, what courses you need. Main things to look at when you open your degree audit is to go all the way to the bottom to the section that says 99 non-degree courses, and those are things that aren't counting toward your degree right now, and sometimes there's courses down there that can be substituted for degree requirements, so check down there. Also make sure that if you have transfer credits that all of those are showing up on your degree audit. Sometimes transcripts come in and they don't get applied, and so you just want to make sure that if you have any transfer courses, any AP credits, that they are all showing up on your degree audit and that they're all filling in places that are going to count toward your degree whenever possible. So the GEP classes, there's a whole section in your degree audit for GEP courses, and in general those are pretty straightforward, but there's 3 points that I want to make sure everybody is really clear on. You have 6 credits of humanities elective that you have to take, so that's 2 humanities courses. The 2 courses must be from different disciplines. You can't take 2 history classes to fill that requirement. It had the prefix, the course prefix, the letters that come before the numbers of the course, the prefix has to be different for the 2 humanity courses that you choose. You have 2 PE classes that you have to take. One of them has to be 100 level. And usually if you took a PE course that was a 100 level PE course at a different institution, it's not going to transfer in as a 100 level PE course. So make sure you're aware of what PE credit you have, what PE credit you need. Those 100 level classes actually fill up pretty quickly, and so you don't want to be stuck your last semester needing a 100 level PE class and having trouble finding one. Finally, the U.S. Diversity Co-Requisite is a requirement that doesn't carry any credits, but it's required to graduate. So you have to take a class sometime when you're at NC State that counts as a U.S. Diversity course, and ideally it's going to fit into another line on your degree audit. The easiest place to get that is in the humanities elective. So you can go on NC State's website, search for U.S. Diversity courses, and there's a list that'll tell you which of those U.S. Diversity courses will also count as humanities electives. That's the best way to do it. There's also some additional breadth courses or interdisciplinary perspectives courses that can count there, but you want to make sure that you get a U.S. Diversity course and that it'll count somewhere on your degree audit. Do not let this be the one thing that doesn't let you graduate, is that you don't have the U.S. course. So the new drop deadline is, we've had it for a couple semesters, but the last day to drop a course without getting a W is really early, and so it's the 10th day of classes. So in the spring that's going to be January 20th. You can withdraw from a course until about halfway through the term. So the last day to withdraw from this fall 2016 semester is Friday, October 14th. So that's coming up. So if you're interested in withdrawing from a class, you need to do it this week. What it means to withdraw is that you'll be out of the class. You don't go to the class anymore. You will have a W on your transcript, but it won't affect your GPA at all. If it's a required course, you're going to have to retake the course. You want to make sure that if you withdraw, you're still above 12 credit hours. If you need to be full-time in your time at NC State, you have a maximum of 16 credit hours that you're allowed to withdraw from. That means you've withdrawn from 5 classes. You have 5 W's on your transcript. That would not be a good thing. So you don't want that many, but you need to be aware that there is a maximum that you're allowed to withdraw from. If there ever comes a time where you have some kind of a emergency, a health emergency, where you have to withdraw from an entire semester, that's a whole different thing. So that wouldn't count toward this maximum withdrawals. PE classes are the only classes that you can take as pass-fail and actually have the credit count toward your degree audit. If you were taking dendrology and you wanted to switch it to pass-fail, that's fine, but you're going to have to take dendrology again for a grade if you wanted to count on your degree audit for credit. You have 2 grade exclusions, so you can grade exclude 2 courses where you earn a C- or lower. You now process those grade exclusions on your own through MyPack portal. So you go to the tab that says Student Center, there's a pull-down menu, you choose grade exclusions, it shows you all the classes that you're eligible to exclude, and it shows you what your GPA would be if you were to exclude that class. Be aware that if you're a sophomore and you grade exclude 2 C-, you've blown your 2 grade exclusions, and if when you're a junior you get a D or an F, you're going to be stuck with the D or the F. So you want to be kind of strategic with those. Hopefully you'll never get a grade that needs to be excluded, right? But like I said, if you need to do a grade exclusion, you do those on your own. If you exclude a grade and it's a required course, you have to retake that course. It's very important to know which of the courses in our curriculum are offered in the fall only and which are offered in the spring only. Most FW courses are only offered one or the other. So this is the list of the fall only classes. And these are standard. Most of these have been fall only for a while, but these are things that if you need them, now is not the time to register for them. You need to plan those for the fall. One big change you see here in bold is that mammalogy, which has been offered every fall, is going to start being offered only in odd years. So it's going to be offered this coming fall in 17, but then it'll skip a year and it'll be offered again in 19. So if you're early on, if you're a freshman or sophomore and you want to take mammalogy, you need to plan that out. Another thing to if you're planning looking forward is that vertebrate natural history is going to move to the fall in 2017. So I'm going to teach it in spring 2017, and then I'm going to teach it in fall 2017, and after that it'll just be in the fall. So here are our spring-only classes. Vertebrate natural history has been a spring-only class, and I will teach it this spring, but after that, that's the last time it's offered in the spring, and it'll be fall. The next 2 on the list here, AEC 420, Introduction to Fishery Science, and FW 411, Human Dimensions of Wildlife. Every single spring we have an issue with this. They are offered at the exact same time, and many of you are required to take both of them. So, if you are a junior and on your degree audit, both of these are listed, you need to take one of them this spring and one of them next spring. If you're a senior and this is your last spring and you still have both of these that you need, if you're a fisheries concentration, you need to take the fisheries class and find a substitute for the human dimensions class. If you're a wildlife or conservation biology student and need both of them, you need to take the human dimensions class and find a substitute for the fisheries science class. And you can talk with me or your advisor about what an appropriate substitute would be. If you are a freshman or a sophomore or a junior, this really shouldn't be a problem. I explain it at each group advising, and yet every spring there's people who are in their last spring and they need both. It's not okay to wait till your last spring and then ask for a substitute. So if you're earlier on, please make note of this. AEC 420 and FW 411 are offered at the exact same time of the day on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can't take them both in the same semester. Have I beaten that into your heads enough yet? Okay. So Principles of Wildlife Science is the same as it has been in the spring. International Wildlife Management and Conservation. The time of it got moved a little bit earlier, and so the start time of FW460 is going to overlap this spring with the end of the Vertebrate Natural History Lab on Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you want to take both Vertebrate Natural History and International Wildlife Management and Conservation, it's okay. We'll make it work. Most of the time, our labs in Vertebrate Natural History, the end of them is time for you to practice species, and so it'll be okay to leave on the 1 day a week to go to International Wildlife Management and Conservation. But what's going to happen is I think you won't be able to register for both of them on your own, so you need to email me if you need to get in both of those, and we'll have Academic Affairs add you to both of them. Ornithology's in even years, so not this year. And herpetology is supposed to be odd years. I do not see it listed on the course schedule for this year, though. The faculty who had taught it has retired. I thought someone else from the museum was going to teach it this year. I emailed that person and I haven't heard back yet, so it's not looking good for herpetology this spring, but I'll keep you guys updated. If it turns out that it is being offered, I'll email all FWCB majors and let you know, because I know some of you are very interested in that class. Our only summer-only classes are the summer camp courses, and the 4 of those are listed here. So if you want to go to summer camp, if you know you're going to summer camp this year, you can register for it now, or as soon as your enrollment window opens. You don't have to wait till the spring. And that could help you, like if you wanted to apply for the CNR Enrichment Fund or the Quay Scholarship, to say that I'm already enrolled in these classes. Sometimes it's nice to just, if you have made up your mind up already, and to know that you're going to get enrolled. If you're not sure yet if you want to go to summer camp or not, if you're thinking about internships, if you want to apply for internships and see, if you're not sure about funding, or if you're not sure if you want to go this year or next year, you can wait until the spring to enroll. So it's not that you have to now, but you can now if you want. If you're interested in substituting summer camp with internships or study abroad, it has to be a combination of either 2 approved internships, and by approved they have to be focused on wildlife. You have to provide information about the internship and a rationale for how it relates to your future goals, and there's a summer camp substitution application for that. It's I've sent it before, but you can email me and I can send that application to you anytime. For study abroad, the 3 study abroad trips that will sub for summer camp are Nicaragua, Namibia, and the Bahamas. Bahamas and Namibia will go in the summer. This summer, Nicaragua goes on even springs, so it won't be this spring, but the following spring. Other study abroads, like Costa Rica, any other study abroad, there's a potential for it to count other places in your degree audit, like Costa Rica could count for technical electives. Sometimes there's ones that can count for different GEP courses, but these are the 3 that are going to sub for summer camp if you're interested. And if you do an internship to sub for summer camp, if your internship is approved, you need to take 3 credits of FW 492. So if you did an internship last summer and it was approved to sub for summer camp and you haven't yet taken credits of FW 492, you need to register for 3 credits of FW 492 for the spring. The class doesn't meet formally, but there's assignments that you do. You write a paper, you write a blog post, and you have your supervisor send an email for you to get those 3 credits of FW 492 credit to sub for summer camp. Applied ecology classes, these a lot of times students will take to count for technical electives or different things. One thing to note is that now ecology is no longer Bio 360, it's Applied Ecology 360. So if you need to take ecology this spring, look for it under AEC 360. There's no more Bio 360. Then Introduction to Fisheries Science and its lab are being offered this spring. That's exciting, so they're out there. If the lab isn't on your degree audit, you shouldn't need to take it. And then the only other applied ecology course that I see offered in the spring, sometimes they get added late, and I'll let you know if any others pop up, but Right now there's a pollination biology course, and it's cross-listed as a graduate course and an undergraduate course. If pollination is something that really interests you, you could look into that for a technical elective. Everyone is required to take a genetics class and a organic chemistry class. Some of you will have genetics 301 listed on your degree audit, some of you have 311. Similarly, some of you have 220 for chemistry listed, some have 221, 222. For both of those requirements, either course is okay. For genetics, I want you to think hard about whether genetics is something you might want to do going forward, like in graduate school, in a job. And if that's the case, you should really take Genetics 311. It prepares you for further work in genetics. Genetics 301 is more general, applied to human life, but not something that's going to give you the foundation that you would need if you wanted to do further genetic stuff. So, before we wrap it up, I want to remind you, and I'm guessing that you've heard this before, but I'll say it again. Your time here at NC State should be half of your time at NC State should be things outside of the classroom related to your major. So even if you got all A's in all of your classes, but if you did nothing outside of class related to the major, you probably will have trouble getting a job or getting into graduate school. We're so fortunate here at State to have so many great connections, so many great opportunities through the museum, through the Wildlife Resources Commission, through faculty in departments all across campus that are doing awesome research, through the vet school, having the coast very close to us and having mountains really close to us. We really are so lucky that there's so many opportunities, and I do my best to send those to you, to post them on the Facebook page. If you're not seeing them, then you need to contact me and I can help you out, but you need to take advantage of them. So I can put them out there for you, but it's your responsibility to step up, to make contact, to take advantage of them, and to follow through afterward to make those connections, continue fostering those connections and networks with folks so that you can really build yourself up as a wildlife professional by the time you're a senior. There's so much fun stuff to do. Summer camp, internships, volunteering, study abroad. We hope that all of you can do all of them. I know not everything is possible, but do as much as you can while you're here, because that's why we got into this, right? We got into this field to be outside, to have fun, to interact with wildlife. So don't let the opportunities pass you by. With that, you can always email me. My contact information is here. You can always email me if you have questions about your courses or about the curriculum. Thanks for listening. I'll see you soon.